Good boy. Friendly Crusader here, and welcome back to the channel. So, we're at the Lincolnshire show, or we're going to go to the Lincolnshire show, and we're getting this one ready to do that. So it's mainly about the Lincolnshire show and bits, because we're sort of caught up with a water washer, other than I've got a few bits to paint, and we'll start again this coming week. So yeah, sit back and enjoy. It's Lincolnshire show time. Okay then, so we've been asked to go to the Lincolnshire show, and I believe it's 85 years of e27n, and although mine's not 85 years old, mine is 75 years old, but mine is a 1950. So this is the one we call our Scottish tractor. So I've had to get it out from the back. I've had to put some put the headlights back together, because I'd robbed the bits for the standard Ford, which is looking at you at the back of the car. Look, just see the shiny headlight. So yeah, and rewire them and just sort them out. Another thing I did do, in my plea to try and get the standard Ford some charging, I robbed the dynamo off this, and it still didn't charge even after we'd done that. So I've robbed it back and put it back on here, and now it will stay, and we'll have another sort out with some more dynamos for the other one at a later date. So we just give her a polish round, cleaned her up, she was well dusty, and a nice original tractor. Not been painted anywhere, it's all original paint. So apart from my wheels, of course, they've been doctored up, but yeah, so we're all sort of ready now, all oiled up and watered up, and batteries charged up, and so on and so forth. Fuel bowl clean out, all the little jobs that sort of service items, if you like, so we know she's in order. It's only going to be static up there, but it needs to go. So we're going to load this up now and get ready to go to the show. What? A call? Oh, right. Nice P6. A mysterious three-wheeler. I think it should be on an N tractor, but it's on an e27n back end. Very nice bale picker. Nicely restored tractor. Early one. Quite a vicious looking back wheel on that one. Nice tractor though. And we've got James's half track, which is quite a rare one. You'd normally see these ones in the pictures. Not very often you see this type. And normally I've got a flat track plate, as we know as modern day crawlers. Roadless, of course. Nice tractor. A few red ones over this side, look. Plus the binder. McCormick, PTO driven. You've got a muck spreader over there, look. And there's the drive to the bow picker. Comes up for a cross shaft, look, into bevel gear. The chain drive up on the inside. Really nice example. And then mine sits in the corner, which is there. Look. And we call this a grumpy old man's site. And that's because it says so on there. I know him as Richard. That tells a story. I'm drawn into this one. This is the power major. With this Brevetti, I think it's Brevetti diff lock. Power majors weren't made with diff locks. It's an afterthought. And there's your foot pedal to operate it. Yeah, it's Brevetti. Anyway, they're super rare, so I just wanted to show you that. I've seen pictures and heard people talk about them, but I've never seen one for myself. Nice turnout of tractors. Some nicely well restored, some nicely well worked. And a couple of modern ones just chucked in at the end of it, look. And then the two standards we've got here. And this is the NVTEC Links group and a fair display of tractors they've got. Now I'm not in this group, so my tractor's on a stand the other side of the show, but I'll come to that in a minute. Okay, so we've got a nice water washer here. And this is the one thing I'm trying to avoid. Petrol for starting only, which is an e27n tank. Now we all know we've got to have tank to some description, and any tank is better than no tank. But I'm trying to avoid that. That's why I've got a set to and do the bottom in the tank of mine, to get my gasoline bit on there and to have the right end plate in the tank. See, that one is e27n. got its domed water air breather top. But other than that, you know, it's a nice tractor. It's got its Dunlop wheels on. And pleased to have been able to have seen it. From the look of it, it's had some fresh mud guards at some point in its life. And the foot plates are definitely newer as well, but yeah, nice tractor.
This is maybe how we do running from now on. The running route. We take turns pushing each other around.
So you've got cutaway bulkhead. It's still got the crow's foot on and wide wing. So I'm thinking it's 40, because mine's 41 and I've got pressed in brackets instead of them with the cutaway bulkhead. So yeah, nice tractor. Yeah, it says so on there. I hadn't seen that, but it is 1940. So yeah, it's good. Got some nice tyres on there. 12.4 by 28. Yeah, they look well. I've got another orange one here. It's got the wrong tombstone axle on it, but then they all tell a story. It's got a TR engine in it, same as my orange one, and it's got the later tombstone, which requires the later axle. Now when you look at my orange one, it's got the same tombstone, but it's got the crank axle in it, the bent axle, and that's why mine sits low at the front, because that tombstone has to have that straight axle to it to make it come level. But as they wore on and things failed, they replaced them for whatever was available at the time, and this is what it is. A nice original, well, I can't say original because the engine's been changed, but ignoring them all for that, it's still a nice, like, original looking tractor. And I'm going to say it's 39. But yeah, nice that is, I like that one. And again, it's a good few red ones and orange ones on this side, look, including the big V8 and the Massey 5000. High clear 275, I wouldn't mind that. That'd go to my Tataro as well, that would. And then we've got a few more blue ones on this side, look. Blue grey, Super Dexter. And the good old diesel major. Probably let down by having the 10 lug wheels. Some probably tell me different, but I always thought the 10 lug wheels were for the e27n's. They may have been a carryover, but again, whatever, if they've been changed in its life for whatever reason, it's still a good turned out tractor. This is the bit I was interested in. These upswept front manifolds. I've got one that's upswept from the front on mine, and then I've got one that points to the back. And I need to find some more manifolds for it. Yeah, got a nice matching pair, front mounted. Yes, another little job I've got to do. Big old beastie. $11.50. Mighty V8. So we just caught up with Ashley. We've got the old Ford started, look, running there well on paraffin. Got the binder all yocked up. And I'm going to have a ride round, not round the ring, but just have a ride round the grass area in a few minutes. So we'll get a bit of video of that. Many a wartime tractor had that post to put on. Alright, we'll catch him up with him in a minute. So here's Ashley then just having a run round. They do have a harvest day at the manor house every year. I suppose the thing, if you go online and type in manor house at Alford, show date would come up, and you know, it'd be possible to go and view this tractor and see it in, you know, in working action like. So one for the diary. Okay then, so not the best picture, but this is the trophy presentation to me for Chris Schofield, and although this may be a bit boring for some of you, but this is the tribute for Chris Schofield, and you know, respect is due for this. So yeah, thanks for watching.
Did 40 years on the Pinchbeck Carnival Committee, and 20 years of that as chairman. Now, to be chairman takes stamina and tenacity. There are many occasions when you've got to be like a terrier to get people to do things, but at the same time you've got to be very diplomatic, because sometimes difficult decisions have to be made, and not everything goes to plan. Chris's involvement in the carnival, though, wasn't, you know, his only thing, because he was also involved in the village hall, and of course he ran the youth club in the 80s as well, and I'm sure lots of people here can remember those days. despite his public school education, and you wouldn't have realised that, would you? If something wanted doing, he got on with it. He put on his high-vis jacket, which you can see over the... It's testament to Chris that at his funeral, £1,400 was raised for his favourite organisations. And that it was over £1,400. It was split between the Royal British Legion and Lives. So Lives got about £700, and to put that into context, £700 buys a first aid kit for a first responder. So for them to get that all in one go, I'm sure they were more than happy. And on top of that, there was about £200 went to the air ambulance as well. I'm quite sure that over the years, lots of you have anecdotes about Chris getting worked up about the carnival. I mean, he's up there today organising the sunshine for us, but on many occasions, I'm sure that it was pouring with rain and Plan B had to be put into operation. Of course, and one of the things that the committee reminded me about was when the Vice Chairman organised the memorial flight past, and 20 minutes before the flight was due, Chris couldn't see any planes in the sky, so he was convinced that the Vice Chairman had got it wrong. He'd either told him the wrong date or the wrong place or the wrong time. But then all of a sudden, at 10 minutes to 4, the flight past came through. And I know it was hoped that today there would be another fly past, but unfortunately, because of the weather and other events, that wasn't possible, so things didn't happen. So we mustn't forget that Chris was supported by his family as well in all his work that he did for the carnival. And they, I understand, put on a carnival lunch, catering for upwards of 90 people. That must have taken a lot of doing with everything else that was going on. So we've come to the presentation of the trophy and the best tractor in show. So, and this has been awarded to Stephen Kitchen, and also there's a certificate here and also a trophy, and it's rather a fantastic trophy, I think, that will got lots of room for new names on every year, and I think that's important because hopefully people will keep competing for this over the years, and it'll be, something that's really worth going for. So, Stephen, if you'd like to come and get the trophy. I'm not going to give it to the dog. I was half expecting the trophy to be a model tractor with a driver in a high-vis jacket on it. So I think this is probably more appropriate and much more appreciated. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and as I say, I hope the carnival goes from strength to strength. I know that the chair has massive boots to fill, but I'm sure you will all support the committee and keep the carnival going in memory of Chris and that fantastic legend. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Johnny. That is wonderful. Thank you for presenting that, and well done you. Would you like to say a few words? Why did you enter?
Well, my wife ran the coffee shop in Birchgrove Garden Centre for about 14, 15 years. So we got to know Chris and that fairly well. So although I didn't know this was coming, it's quite fitting that it's worked out that way. So yeah, so I'm honoured that I'm able to take this to the Revenue Association with the name itself.
Thank you very much for doing that, and I hope you'll come back next year and get a lot more people on board. Thank you, and thank you very much, Johnny. Thank you.